Hello people, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Eamon. Please subscribe, it would help me a lot. I've been stuck like so close to 30k subscribers for so long, just get me there please. But anyway, this video is gonna be a lot of fun for me. If you guys have seen me on Top 10, then you know I'm a huge DC fan and I've never seen any of the Marvel movies. Like not a single one in like the 50 movies around the Marvel universe, I have not seen any of them until now. And as you know, I'm very DC, love Batman, love Superman, love Wonder Woman. Like I do like the dark stories more than like the Marvel stories, but I thought I would watch everything in the Marvel universe for the first time because I feel like everyone and their mama loves Marvel and I was the only one that didn't know anything. So I was like, let me watch the movies. So this is sort of like my first time opinions and reactions to Marvel's movie universe phase 1. Now I have two disclaimers. So I know people are gonna ask what order I watch the movies in, and you can either watch them in chronological order in like the actual timeline that happens in the movies. So for example, Captain Marvel is like the earliest, like in the 1940s or something. So Captain Marvel is first, then Captain America, etc. But I decided to watch the movies by the release date. So I was kind of having the same experience as everyone who watched the movies as they came out. So obviously I started with Iron Man, then Iron Man 2, then obviously Captain America, Thor, etc, etc. So that is my first disclaimer. Second disclaimer is I did not watch The Incredible Hulk. So I know that's also in phase 1, but it wasn't on Disney Plus. And Julian told me it's not the same character, it's not the same actor that plays the Hulk in like the Avengers and stuff. So I was like, okay, let me just not watch the Hulk. And either way, he told me like the synopsis of kind of what happens. So I was like, okay, don't need to watch the Hulk. And if you guys are huge Hulk fans, I'm sorry. But yes, let's get into my thoughts of Marvel Universe Phase 1, starting with Iron Man. And if you see me looking here, I've just wrote like little bullet points and notes because this is my second time recording this video. I recorded it the first time, but like my thoughts were just all over the place and it wasn't coherent. So I was like, if I have notes, it'll be better and I can reference them, etc. So starting with Iron Man 1, right? At first, I was like, Tony is just so cocky and sort of unlikable. But then I was like, okay, it's fine. He's allowed to be cocky because he has the genius and the intellect to back it up. So I was like, you know what? I don't mind. If you can somehow make a Iron Man prototype suit while you're a hostage in some terrorist organization, I was like, you deserve to be cocky. You're smart as hell, you deserve it. And I really liked the transition from like Stark Industries being a company that, you know, makes weapons for war and stuff to becoming a company that's trying to sort of save people after, you know, Tony goes through this whole thing. So I was like, okay, like I was impressed. The 10 rings, I was like, this is so stereotypical. Obviously, like the terrorists are like Pakistanis, Arabs, Albanians, etc. I was like, whatever, of course. And in that sense, like the one thing I didn't like about it is like, it seemed very like American propaganda-ish. Now hear me out, I'm not anti-American at all. I mean, I hated Trump, that doesn't mean I'm anti-America. But yeah, like it just felt very like Iron Man, like saving America and its national interests and national security in America and fuck the terrorists in the Middle East. And it just felt kind of like a narrative on the current situation in the world, or like the current situation that was in the world and whenever this movie came out, 2005, 2008, I don't know. That was something that didn't rub me the right way because I was like, it's so very American. But makes sense, Iron Man is American, go figure. I mean, the next fucking like superhero is Captain America, so go figure. The second thing that really like made my heart go out to Tony and made me like him more was the fact that Stain completely just fucking stabbed him in the back and started selling Stark weapons to the 10 rings. Because I was like, dude, you knew Howard. How could you do this if you knew Howard? Like, you're such a snake. And then he fucking goes to Tony's house and takes the arc reactor from his chest, leaving him to die. I was like, Howard would be rolling in his grave right now if he saw you do the stain. I'm just saying. Like, other than that, I really did like the movie. I'm gonna go into what I didn't like now, my cons. Already, I mentioned the whole US propaganda thing. And also, okay, second con, I thought the romance with Pepper was very forced. First of all, who the fuck is called Pepper? Is that even her real name? I'm sure that's not her real name. That's just a nickname. But I was like, who out here is about to fall in love with someone called Pepper? But maybe that's just because of the fact I don't like Gwyneth Paltrow as an actress. So I was like, will I be able to get past this hatred for Gwyneth Paltrow and like the character? But like, as of the first movie, I did not. I was not about the romance. I was like, this is a bit like forced. But obviously she was like the main female character. So I was like, obviously there has to be some sort of love interest in the movie, otherwise what are we gonna even stand? You know what I mean? My final con was the fact that like, before watching the Marvel Universe, obviously I've done a lot of top 10 videos on Marvel, and every fan keeps going on about how the universe is so nice because there's so many Easter eggs peppered into each movie, linking all the other superheroes to each other. And so when I went into Iron Man 1, I was expecting to see a lot of Easter eggs, but the only Easter egg that was there was like Nick Fury uncovering Captain America's shield. And I was like, that was the only Easter egg? Like, I expected more. But all in all, my overall score or rating for the movie was a 6.5 out of 10. Even, I know that's like low, but I liked the movie. There was things I didn't like, but watching Iron Man 1 actually made me excited to continue watching the movie. So I was like, you know what? Okay, I liked it. I'm gonna continue. Then we go on to Iron Man 2. And Iron Man 2 I really, really liked. Already, I knew shit was gonna go down when the movie started on Anton and Ivan Vanko because hello, Mickey Rourke looked like such a fucking daddy. I was like, hello. Like, you can, you know, like, turn me into an awkward actor if you want to. I was actually, dude, he was so hot. And the whole movie, I was like, damn, you're fucking hot. And I also liked the storyline of, like, now Tony is realizing that palladium can actually kill him and he needs to find a replacement for that, otherwise he's going to die. But also, I knew Iron Man shows up in the Avengers and the other movies, so I already knew he wasn't gonna die in this movie, but I was like, okay, let me just suspend my disbelief. What I didn't understand is why they recasted Rhodey, because I really liked the other actor who played him in Iron Man 1. I was like, okay, you're nice, I like you, but obviously, I mean, the recast, you know, wasn't that bad. You can never, you can't say no to Don Cheadle. He's so cute. Don Cheadle. His face is a meme in my opinion. That's what it was for me. Thirdly, I loved the fact that they introduced Black Widow in this movie because I was like, Scarlett Johansson, are you Natasha Rushman or are you not? But already, obviously, I know she's Black Widow, so I was like, oh, are you really an assistant? But firstly, I don't like ScarJo as an actor, but she is a good actor. I just didn't like the whole Ghost Shell controversy about how it should have been an Asian actress that played her, but it was Scarlett Johansson, and like she saw nothing wrong with that. And it's like, you're taking roles from minorities who don't even get a chance in this industry. Like, come on, like, you know better, ScarJo. But I mean, she has a fucking banging body, so go you, Black Widow. And also, I think the biggest cunt of the world award can definitely go to Justin Hammer, because what a cunt, honestly. But also, I recognize him from Charlie's Angels 1. So if you've seen Charlie's Angels, I was like, oh my god, it's you! It's Aaron Knox! Was his name Aaron Knox? It was something Knox. Anyway, cunt. And I think one of my favorite scenes from the movie was the Monaco Grand Prix where like Tony's just going at it and Ivan comes out of nowhere and starts slashing these cars in the middle of the Grand Prix. And I was like, oh my god, could there be a more OP move than that? No, there can't. And I also, when Happy and Pepper rushed to him to try and give him the suit, that whole scene just seemed very realistic to me. And like how flustered and like all over the place Pepper was, I was like, you know what? Okay, now I can buy into the relationship. I can buy into this. I like this relationship. And when Ivan Vanko gets broken out of jail, I knew, I could see it from a mile away that it was Justin Hammer who broke him out. So when he goes to him and like he offers him a business proposition, I was like, okay, well, this wasn't a twist at all. I loved the fight between Rhodes and Iron Man because it's like, dude, okay, Tony, we know you're dying. You don't have to do this alone. Talk to your friends. You don't have to fucking be drunk and start shooting shit in the air. And I loved like everyone coming together, not everyone, War Machine and Iron Man coming together at the end to kind of obviously beat Vanko, beat the Navy and like the Air Force and all the drones that he had made. I really liked the final fight scene. And honestly, there wasn't many cons for this movie for me. I really, really enjoyed it and I gave it an 8 out of 10. So I mean, Iron Man, so thus far, at this point, I had only seen Iron Man, but I was like, Iron Man, I think he's my favorite superhero thus far. Now on to Thor! Dude, Thor is such a fucking meme. Like, I was like thinking about them on set. I was like, how could anyone take Chris Hemsworth seriously? Like, he's so funny. Like, when he has the drink and he throws it on the ground and he's like, another one, I liked it. And he's like, I need sustenance. Like, he's just so funny. I couldn't get over it. And I like the fact that Norse mythology was in the Marvel universe. But also, Loki was so bait from the start. Like, how did Thor not see it coming that this was a trap to, like, get him to go to Jotunheim and then Odin would be pissed at him? Like, come on, Thor. You should have seen this from miles away. You're a fucking god. But I liked the character development of Thor about him being, you know, like very pro-war and just reckless and then being sent to Earth and like losing his powers. I liked how he obviously developed as a character. And I loved Idris Elba as Heimdall, the gatekeeper. Like at first I was like, is this Idris Elba? Like it took me a while. I was like, I think it is. And I was like, slow clap. Anything for Idris, honestly, anything for Idris. This may be an unpopular opinion, but I don't like Natalie Portman in any of her movies. And I am a huge Star Wars fan, so that is saying something. Padme, okay? But yeah, like I thought the romance in this movie was also really forced because like, okay, this man shaped like a Greek god falls out of the sky and Natalie Portman falls in love with him. Like, no shit, you're gonna fall in love with Thor. Like, he's sculpted like a Greek god because I'm pretty sure he is a Greek god. No, is he Greek? No, he's not Greek. He's Norse. Norse isn't Greek, it's like Viking, isn't it? Anywho, I was like, anyone would fall in love with Thor. Honestly, like, what is this? And I was so surprised seeing Kat Dennings in this movie because I didn't know Thor came out before Two Broke Girls. So I was like, Kat Dennings was in something other than Two Broke Girls. I was like, go back to your show. Okay, now let's go through my cons. Obviously, firstly, Loki's hairline is a crime. It is a hate crime. What is up with that hairline? I love Tom Hiddleston, but I was like, what the fuck was that? And honestly, when he sent the Destroyer down to Earth to kill Thor, I was like, this is the best you could do. Like, this was your final boss, this Destroyer. Like, I mean, I know, like, all of Thor's friends came and helped him, and, like, they ended up getting attacked in the process, but I was like, Thor can do better, even though, like, the guy, the Destroyer, like, killed Thor, but I was like, come on, better. There could have been a better final boss. And at the end, when Loki kind of fell into the abyss, I was like, I actually thought he had died then. I was like, wow, like they're just gonna cut him off so quickly. I was like, what was that? All in all, I liked the movie. I thought the storyline lacked slightly, so I gave it a 7 out of 10. Now, people are really gonna hate me for this, but we're on to Captain America the First Avenger. And honestly, I had really high hopes for this because I really like Chris Evans, but I was really disappointed by this movie. Like, I honestly don't have a lot of pros other than the fact that Schmidt was an impeccable villain and the introduction of Hydra as this super villainous corporation was done really well, and the fact that he was like a Red Skull and he also was injected and like made better by the scientists. I was like, okay, like I fell straight into it. I loved it. And obviously all the destroying of the Hydra facilities, I was like, go you, Captain America, go you. And the final thing when he woke up and it was 70 years later, like I genuinely thought he had died, but I knew he came back because there were more movies, so I was like, I wonder how he comes back. He literally crashed this vessel into like the Arctic. So tell me how he survives, but again, he is Captain America. Now, on to my cons. Firstly, before Steve Rogers gets made into Iron Man and he's just a skinny little thing, I thought the CGI was done really fucking badly. Like, his head was so much bigger than his overall body, and you could see the neckline of the CGI, and I was like, I can't believe this. Like, I couldn't even suspend my disbelief because I was like, it doesn't even look natural. Like, you look like a cartoon. And I'm sorry to say that, but like the CGI it just wasn't happening for me. And secondly, okay, I feel like now this is the third time I've said that like a romance is forced in the Marvel universe, but I feel like the whole Peggy romance was really forced. Like, she did not even bat an eyelid when Steve Rogers was small, and then all of a sudden when he's big and buff, she's like, oh, Captain America. And I was like, no, you don't like Captain America. You like his muscles and you like his height. You didn't like him for him. But also, and even the death of Bucky, his childhood friend, like I wasn't really emotionally attached. I was like, whatever, Bucky dies, woo, big whoop. So that was a con for me. And I mean, overall, I think I was a bit biased because I'm someone, I don't like war movies per se. It's not my favorite genre of movies, and they're not really ones that I enjoy. So maybe that kind of played into the fact that I didn't really like this movie. So overall, I gave it a 5.5/5 out of 10. And I'm sorry if Captain America is like your favorite Avenger, but I was just, I was let down. I really had high hopes, so I was genuinely let down. And finally, we go into the last movie in phase 1, which was The Avengers. Now, The Avengers has been hyped up for me for so long, so my expectations for this first movie in the installment of The Avengers was through the roof. I had really, really high hopes. And firstly, let's talk about the things I liked. I loved everyone coming together. Like, it was such a fan service for everyone who I'm sure have read the comics and everything and have been waiting for all the superheroes to be in one movie. Like, I really liked that as well, even though like I'm a very new Marvel fan and as I was watching the movies, 2 movies at a time every day. So I know I like threw myself into it very quickly, but like I already enjoyed it. Like, I liked the fights between, you know, Iron Man and Captain America, then Iron Man and Thor, and I was like, I loved it. But that was also a con. I was like, dude, talk to each other. You are all after the same person, Loki. Stop fighting each other, fight him. You know what I mean? And also, finding out Loki wasn't dead in this movie, like, I knew he'd be in another movie, but I didn't realize how they'd bring him back. But obviously, I mean, they brought him back. He never really died. So I was like, okay. And I thought the boss move was Loki portaling to Earth and then controlling Selvig and Hawkeye. I was like, that's a power move. Like, that's a move that could end it all. So I was like, damn, you know, like, good for you, Loki. Like, you're evil and you know how to use it. Secondly, I loved the introduction of Bruce Banner and like Black Widow going to seek out Hulk and bring him back and like bring him into this mission. But I didn't really understand why he was so hesitant and like why he was so hidden away. I understand that like when he's Hulk, like he has a hard time controlling who he kills and stuff. But I was like, is that really a reason to be in the remote part of God knows where? I think he was in India. And also, I have a problem with Black Widow. Why does everything she says sound super sensual? Like, you want a cup of coffee? Like, why is that sensual? Why are you eye-fucking me? Just get me a cup of coffee, damn it. Like, hello? And also, I just found it laughable how Black Widow and Hawkeye are Avengers. Like, aliens are coming from God knows where, and Black Widow thinks she's just gonna grapple them with her legs, and suddenly she's just gonna win. Like, obviously that did happen, but I was like, how is Black Widow not died yet? Honestly. So that was that. And now, obviously, in this movie as well, you find out how very important the Tesseract is and how this new element, you know, is really like the source of everything. So I really did. I enjoyed Avengers, and I was really sad when Coulson died because I was like, Coulson, Agent Coulson of S.H.I.E.L.D. I really liked him, so I was quite sad about that. And also, I already know Iron Man dies in some part of the universe because I've seen spoilers on Twitter and stuff. I just didn't know when he died. So when he took the missile into the wormhole, I thought that was it. I thought that was when he died. So when he fell back and he actually survived, I was like, oh, I guess he's more impenetrable than I thought. The final fight was very fun to watch. I liked how everyone was coming in clutch and helping each other out, but obviously it's the Avengers, that's kind of their job. And my only cons, obviously the whole Hawkeye and Black Widow being Avengers, I'm just like, I don't believe it. And even though it was the Avengers and people really clap for the fact that there's so many superheroes in the movie, but none of them are kind of washing each other out. I kind of disagree because I thought the whole movie was still very Stark-centric. Like, the whole thing was going on at the Stark Tower. Like, that was powered by the arc reactor and blah, blah, blah. So everything was happening around Iron Man and the Stark Tower and Pepper and stuff. So, like, even though all the superheroes are in the movie and it is very, like, Loki-centric and Thor-centric, I thought it was very focused on Iron Man too. Like, Captain America didn't have much of a role in this movie other than just kind of being there. And final con, if I was Jane Foster and I saw Thor just saving the world in New York, I'd be fucking pissed. I'd be like, God knows how long it's been since I've seen you. I'm in love with you. You're in New York and you can't come and see me? Like, text me back. Text me back. Anywho, overall, I gave the movie a solid 7 out of 10. Although it didn't like rise to my expectations, I still really liked it. And that is it, you guys. So, as a DC fan going to a Marvel fan, I apologize for all the times I've hated on Marvel because honestly, the universe is hashed out really well. My only thing is, I feel like every single movie is really the same thing. Like, you have some fights, there's some problem for the main character, and then like the end of the world event takes place at the end and everyone just kind of beats it in the end and happily ever after. So I thought like all the movies kind of follow the same, I want to say, storyline. And I am very drawn to DC only because I really like the darkness of like the origin stories of all the characters and stuff. And for me, like linking each universe together and each character together isn't a huge thing for me. So like that's why like DC, I really rate DC, but I really rate Marvel as well. Like damn, Phase 1 was really good. Let me know what you thought. Let me know who your favorite Avenger is in the comments below. As always, as of right now, my favorite Avenger is it is Iron Man. As of right now. I will let you know if this changes. Anyway, guys, peace and love. Bye.